my wrist, punching through a wall in the parsonage. The congregation.
I feel like I'm enough for Bover. Dude, sometimes I catch myself like, whoa!
Swollen eye from wrestling my demons every night.
I use this to protect my bike. I blow snot rockets in this thing. I spit loogies into this thing. And then sometimes, when I'm done riding, I'll wipe myself off with that towel. I'll go shower, and I'll dry off with that same towel.
I need you, if I'm being honest. I haven't been honest in a couple of years now. I need you, if the land I take is another step.
My legs are trashed. I can tell within the first 400 of that warm-up.
I'm sleeping down into the engine dies. I need you.
My toenails need clipped. I gotta get you guys to clip my toenails for the next video. Yoli! Can you clip my toenails? Yeah. With your teeth? Dude.
No, don't even get him started.
Dude, what would it take? What would it take for you to trim my toenails with your teeth?
The ember.
No, you want the ember.
Do it for the ember.
How many toenails? All of them or just
3.
3 times?
That'd be disgusting, dude.
You gotta give me your truck.
That's
Dude.
I'll do it right now.
I won't even feel right filming that.
No.
Not just filming it.
No.
Hey, we don't have to film it.
Oh, you're right.
Do it.
I'll text you later. Okay, we are warming up for a 2-hour bike session today, and we're gonna be spending some time at Sweet Spot. One thing that I'm really experiencing right now at this point in the build is that I'm building a lot of power and strength on the bike. Relative effort compared to where it was the first couple weeks of prep is significantly different. For example, in the beginning of prep, I was hitting sessions with intervals at 265 watts, and it was pretty challenging. Now, 265 watts feels relatively comfortable and easy. So I can tell after 9 weeks, 8-9 weeks of training, building endurance, building strength, building power. So when I go in and build these custom workouts in Zwift, I'm now increasing the power for some of these intervals because I'm getting stronger throughout this build, which is exactly what we want to see. That's the goal, that's the intent. Now for the last couple weeks, total training volume has been sitting roughly around 20 hours a week, plus or minus an hour. So anywhere from 19 to 21-ish hours of training a week. Next week will be a deload week. So I'm decreasing total training volume to about 12 hours of training. And that's for a few reasons. One, just to maintain longevity, sustainability, durability throughout this entire prep. And it just so coincides that next week we're doing some traveling and I'll be away from my bike, won't have much access to swimming, so I'll be primarily just doing a lot of running. But next week will be a structured deload, and the week after that we'll jump back into some high volume training. But we're now about 7 minutes into the warm up. We got a 2-hour ride today. So like I said, we got a 2-hour ride and I have 2 hours worth of fuel here. So I had a meal 2 hours before this ride, and I'll have a meal right after this ride. So how I'm fueling while on the bike, I have 2 bottles, one for each hour. Each bottle has 2.5 scoops of G1M Sport. So that's 50 grams of carbs. And then I have 1 Go Gel per hour as well. So total in these 2 hours, I'll consume 5 scoops of G1M Sport, 2 Go Gels, which brings me to about 75 grams of carbohydrates and 975 milligrams of sodium per hour. That's the goal for this ride. Now, if I was riding outside, especially in the heat, I would actually add more carbs and more electrolytes per hour. But being indoors, where I can control the conditions, I'm not sweating excessively like I would outdoors right now in early September, Central Texas. 75 grams of carbs, 975 milligrams of sodium per hour for me is a good sweet spot. Now, if an Ironman triathlon is something you're interested in doing, I don't want 19 to 21 hours of training a week to scare you off or intimidate you. I believe you can do a whole lot less in terms of time each week and still successfully cross the finish line of an Ironman triathlon.
Billboards break my spirits down. Skywriting in this shallow verse.
Now the question is, how great of an effort do you want? How fast do you want to go? But I think you could do 1 big bike a week, 1 long run per week, do some big brick workouts, a long bike into a run, 2 swims per week, and then fill in the rest of your time with being on the bike, running, and some strength training. I think you could spend 12, 13, 14 hours a week and still successfully build into a really strong full Ironman race. I believe that. I have just personally decided that I want to do a higher volume prep. Now, compared to the pros, this is probably pretty low volume still in elite athletes. But for me, 19 to 21, some of these weeks will dip into 22, maybe 23 hours. But that's what I wanted to commit to during this prep. But it's not necessary. That much volume is not a requirement. The question is, how much time do you have able and are you willing to commit to training? And then how fast do you want to race? Like, what is your goal time? But I feel obligated to share that and say that because I don't want it to intimidate or scare you away from signing up and preparing for an Ironman. So when I'm on the bike, on the trainer here, and I have Zwift pulled up, there's a bunch of different workouts that I'm structuring throughout the week. Some rides are endurance focused, That's where my heart rate's a little lower, power's lower, and I'm holding a sustained rate for longer periods of time. Sometimes we do VO2 max workouts, which are like over under, meaning some intervals well above my FTP, and there's equal amount of recovery below my FTP. So these are harder, shorter in duration, gets a heart rate elevated very quickly. And there's weekend workouts like Sweet Spot, which is a higher percentage of FTP, but lower than FTP. So today, for example, 15 minutes at 90% of my FTP, which FTP is, I think I've heard it either functional training power or functional threshold power. And 15 minutes at 90% of your FTP, for me at least, it's my least favorite workouts, but also my favorite workouts. Least favorite in terms of it's pretty uncomfortable for a long period of time, but I've seen the greatest ROI in my cycling with these type of workouts. Anywhere from 85 to 95% of FTP, 10, 15, even 20 minutes. Huge deposits into cycling fitness and endurance. And for me at least, the greatest ROI. Boom. 2 hours done. When you spend like 3.5, 4.5 hours on the trainer for certain rides, 2 hours feels like nothing. And when you have like a 1 hour or 90-minute ride, that feels like 10 minutes. It's almost like the same equivalency of when you're in a marathon prep. You have your weekend long run, 14, 16, 18, 20 miles, and then come Monday, Tuesday, where you have 9, 10, maybe 11 miles. Those runs feel so easy and so fast. So these bigger workouts make the regular workouts relatively feel easy. 2 hours, easy, done. So today we're back at Matt's house, about to swim, and we are here with our friends Todd and Katie Anderson. I was on Todd's podcast this morning, which is called Beat the Heat. It's a podcast in the sauna. It started at 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and over 30 minutes we worked our way up to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. It got hot. It got hot real fast, and it was fun. And now we're here at the pool, and Katie is going to put me through a workout and give me some instruction. So Katie Hoff Anderson, she went to the Olympics as a swimmer in 04 and 08. So she knows what she's doing here in the water. So she's gonna watch me swim for a little bit, break down my swim, and then make some changes to improve efficiency and strength and power, just so we can get a little bit stronger in the swim. I know going into Ironman Arizona, this swim is not going to be my strongest event. I have that realistic expectation. But what we can do from now until then is to get as efficient as possible so that I get through the swim and it does not hurt my performance on the bike and then on the run. So finding out today where I have weaknesses, where we can improve, where we can get better. Todd gave me and the boys each one of Dream Recovery's nose strips that we're wearing right now. And like the horsepower in which we can breathe is ridiculous. And Roka sent these over. Go On More branded swim caps. These just arrived at the house last week. So we'll be rocking this today. Ooh, actually I think I have an extra one. I'll give one to Matt. I got an extra one in the truck. All right. We got Katie, we got Matt, we got the crew, we got the pool. Let's swim. I do find it takes like 500 yards for me to fall into.
That's normal, yeah.
groove. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for a meet warm up, I would do 2,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How big would your workouts be?
8,000.
Oh my gosh. Oh, all right. Let's talk for a second here before we get started.
When you were like volume, I'm like, we can talk volume.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, say you're in the peak of your build going to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Weekly, how much volume would you do in terms of swimming?
I would say weekly we're doing 9 workouts, averaging between 7,000 to 8,000. So, do the math. 9 times 7, so like 65,000 a week.
65,000 yards.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. For how many years did you do that?
Oh my gosh. I made my first team at 15, retired at 25, so like a decade.
You know, they say if you want to be an expert, it takes 10,000 hours. I have 10 weeks.
It's a lot of swimming.
It's a lot of swimming.
The thing that was hard too is because sometimes we try to get higher volume just in a session, so a lot of times it'd be like 10,000 yards in a session on the higher end, and obviously you'd even it out on double days, so it'd be like 10,000 and then like 6,000, so 16,000 in a day.
How long would that take?
Like 2 hours 15.
And then now, how much are you swimming?
Now I'm literally like week 6 right now, so I've just been swimming 1 to 2 times per week just to get
Okay.
my feel back, because it's a real thing. Like
Yeah.
you lose your feel so quickly in swimming, way different than running or anything like that.
Yeah, when I started training for this Ironman again, it was like 5 years since
Yeah.
I swam.
Yeah, it's humbling.
It is humbling. And I've never been consistent enough with swimming
Yes.
to really like see like unlocks and improvement.
Yes.
And I know that like I really just swim for the Ironman itself.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm trying to find over these next 10 weeks is like where can I make improvements
Yeah.
and become more efficient just to be stronger on the bike, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. Just like having, like for you, it's not, oh, I'm going to come out of the water first. It's just how can you use the least amount of energy with the greatest efficiency.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I feel like if I had to guess, it's your underwater catch, your elbow probably drops, your breath timing is probably off, and your your kind of your over the head elbow here angle is probably too low. Those are my 3 predictions without seeing you swim.
There's something with my feet too.
Okay.
I oftentimes forget to kick,
Okay.
and then they just feel like they're like scissoring.
Kind of cross. Okay.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I think people think that they have to like kick like crazy, but that even at an elite level, that can super throw off your timing.
Yeah.
And so it's more of you want, like we call it just like a 2-beat kick. So it's 1, 1, 1. Like it's not like this.
Okay.
It's just trying to find like alignment from your hips and just nice and steady. All you're trying to do is keep your body position on top of the water.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
I feel like his arms are dropping way too low when he enters. So like think about you want the highest lever possible. So he's coming in and he's dropping. I prefer him to like obviously be under the surface, but it's just under the surface. Also when he breathes, which is pretty common, he's kind of, instead of like keeping it here and anchored, he's going like this. So he's wasting energy here and then coming down and not getting that efficient go-to pull. So I mean, it's not bad to be honest, like, but pretty common non-swimmer mistakes, I would say. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 things.
Hit the coach.
So the number 1 thing is when you're entering, you're diving down too deep.
Okay.
Like you want it to be entering here So that think about it, like you're able to grab as much water. Because the lower you enter, the less water you can pull.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So I'm doing.
You're coming in and you're like almost diving down
Okay.
and then pulling. So think about entering more shallow here. And then the other piece is kind of how I mentioned it was going to happen. Like you want the first point of entry to be your fingertips. So you want to, like if you see pictures of like Katie Ledecky or whatever, it's like this, right? And I don't know if you have mobility in your shoulders or not, so that could be something. But thinking about making sure it's, instead of coming down and dropping like this, make sure that its first point of entry is fingertips.
Okay.
And then not letting it drop once you get in. Because think about it, if you drop, you're not getting the biggest pull you possibly can.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And then the kick, the third thing is just like make it less knee bendy.
Okay.
So think of it like a kind of like a battle rope, like a whip, and just like thinking of driving everything from your hip and not from your knee.
Okay.
Like there used to be days where I would get out of practice and I had to like lift my leg into the car because my hip flexors were so dead. So
okay.
everything's being driven from your hips.
Good to know. What about breathing wise?
Breathing's not bad. I would say when you, I don't want to like overwhelm your head with like, but when you're breathing, like you're sculling out. So you want it to be like, if I'm breathing, you're actually pretty good with the breath timing. So like you obviously want it to be one fell swoop motion, and I'm not going to bring my head back in until I know my arm's closing. So you do a good job of out here. I would say the only problem is you're like this, and then your arm swipes sideways instead of staying, if I'm drawing a line from my shoulders, staying out here.
I wonder if that's why I've been getting neck issues
Maybe.
after big swim sessions.
Because if you're like this,
Yeah.
like it's putting tension where it shouldn't.
Like a little strain.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try the more shallow entry.
Yeah, try that and just thinking
Fingertips.
about, I have drills for it. I just want to see what you do with it first. But
Yep.
I have a couple drills that can be helpful. But like think about like almost there's an object that you're having to get up and over.
Okay. Let's go.
So I want to have you do a drill where you literally, we call it the archer drill, and you kind of, you have to kick a lot more, but just like almost feel like your elbows being stretched to the sky, right? So like kind of doing it, I can demonstrate if you want, but it's like here, pausing, because I think like the higher you enter, the more chance you give yourself that your elbow's not going to drop. So I'll have you do a 50 of just archer drill, but you can stop at the other end, but I'll demonstrate just kind of what it looks like, and just like think about like over exaggerating the hell out of it.
Okay.
And it should feel weird, like that's okay.
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 All right.
All right, archer drill.
I feel like I'm just gonna sink to the bottom. Archer drill, round one. What it takes to be an Ironman.
That looks so much better. I know he thinks he's exaggerating it, but he's not exaggerating it that much. I think your right arm looks better in terms of coming in shallow, but your left arm's still a little, like you're still sculling out, and it's still like a little deep.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Okay, that's good.
I can feel it.
I almost want to have you, maybe we exaggerate, like honestly, the exaggerating thing, it's like such a trick to the mind, but I would do that all the time. Like my coach would be like, over rotate on your backstroke, and then I'd see a video and I'm like, oh, it looks normal, you know?
The stroke felt better.
Okay,
I think it's just getting like my breathing
okay.
more like comfortable now.
Does it feel like you're having to expend more energy to get into that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty normal.
Okay.
So I almost think the next piece is like, again, over exaggerating, like almost feeling like you're, like, are you a visual? What type of learner are you? Visual?
Visual.
Okay, so maybe like looking at kind of how I enter, and just like it should be like right below the surface,
Okay.
because you want the highest surface area to pull.
Yeah.
If you're like shortchanging yourself by like 25% if you enter really low.
You know, like for running, there's all these data points that I have in mind. When I'm running, it's like heart rate, it's pace, it's distance, it's cadence, it's all of these things.
Yeah.
And same thing when I'm on the bike. For swimming, the only few data points that I've ever considered is total volume, distance,
Yep.
and then like my 100,
Like your pace.
my pace.
Yeah.
What are some other things, like do you keep in mind heart rate when you're swimming?
It depends on the set. You know, we'll do, like when we call it just threshold training. So if we're doing that type of thing, then we would try to stay between a certain heart rate. I'll say swimming needs to use heart rate more than we do. But I think the biggest one, whether it was in a race or training, was keeping track of my stroke count.
Okay.
Like I would be in an Olympic final and I would be doing breaststroke, and I did it so much that I would be like 26 in my head because I counted my strokes so often. And so think about if you're doing 100 and like your stroke count is, let's just say it's 15, and you go 15, 15, and it jumps to 17 or 18. Unless you randomly just started spinning, you know that you've lost efficiency in your stroke.
Yep.
And so that's like we would do sets where it'd be like, okay, we're working on distance per stroke only, so try to even drop it. So like we'll just do a 50 where we're trying to do 15 and then 13 and kind of play around with what do you need to do in your stroke to pull more water. And so stroke count is huge across. I mean, that's why Michael Phelps was able to win the turn and fly gold medal when his goggles fell off, because he knew his stroke count perfectly. He could do it blind.
When you're counting stroke, is it each arm?
One. That would be like a
One,
cycle. So you
two?
say that's 1, 2 is one cycle, but we count as this is one stroke. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. All right. Maybe I could watch you do one so I can see it where you enter.
Yeah, underwater.
Yep. You're like on top of the water.
Yeah. I mean, by almost entering, it should almost feel like you're kind of skimming through.
It looks like you were just skimming. Yeah.
Yeah. So almost like I had you over exaggerate, and this should take less effort, honestly. Like think about it, you're like, oh, like think of just like barely get water on top of your forearm.
And what is keeping that arm above the water is to get your elbow up.
Get your elbow up, enter with your fingertips.
Because if my elbow's not up, that's when my elbow drops down.
Correct. Well, it's almost like the setup. Like you're not even giving yourself a shot.
Yeah.
If you enter like this, you can't, like it's gonna be, you know what I mean? Like this is like the precursor to it.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think the question for you is like balancing, you have what, 10 weeks?
10 weeks, yeah.
So 10 weeks of just like doing the reps and making sure, because if you did this tomorrow in the race, I feel like you'd be dead.
Right, for
you,
sure.
You know, so it's just like making sure that you're incorporating it, but not incorporating it too much that you're fatiguing, you know? But 10 weeks is a good amount of time if you're consistent with it.
One of the things I found in both races I've done so far is like, you get to swim, it's either in the ocean or a river, there's all these people, and it's like, I'm just trying to survive in this thing right now.
100%, yeah.
You know, there's punches thrown and all.
Oh yeah, I did one in Cancun, and it was absolute chaos. Like,
Yeah. And
I was
you
like,
gotta
I'm not
fight
even
your way
swimming
out
right
of
now, I'm
it,
just
right?
surviving.
Yeah, that's not my area of expertise.
But your efficiency looks really good. You look really smooth. So.
Yeah, you really do.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then I think with it, we should race. You do a 25 and I do a 50.
Do you want to race right now?
Right now, yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, let me see my.
Can I dive?
What do you mean?
Like I dive in because I'm doing double and you push. I
Okay.
think that's fair.
So I'm doing 25. You're doing 50.
Yeah.
So meaning I just
We
have to get
watch
down
the
there.
walls.
You think you're gonna beat me coming? You're going to do 50 and I do 25 and you're beating me?
Yeah.
What?
Well, like, how is that not? Like,
Let's do it.
Think of the times.
This is the
Because you're gonna take how long for 25? 25 seconds?
Yeah.
26?
So I just have to swim down there.
Correct.
All right, let's go.
Okay. But I get to dive.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We are. You're staying here? Okay.
On your marks, get set, go.
No!
Woo! I almost ran into the wall.
Dang, we shoulda.
You want to do that?
Do it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Swimmer on the right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
On your marks, get set, go.
You gotta turn on the jets. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Nick.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a soup sandwich at the end.
Oh my God.
Felt sloppy.
quick Paige, in the beginning.
What?
You came out quick.
I knew I had to.
That was about 46 seconds, and you're about 49, 40.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done. Well done.
I used to go like 36, so.
Holy cow. Wow.
Yeah, I felt so sloppy at the end of that.
Nice job.
Wow.
Well done. Well done. That is the thing about swimming. Like, if you don't have the endurance, your form breaks down so
Oh, yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real.
I can tell like at the end of a workout when I'm done, I just call it because I'm like, everything from here is just, it's like,
You're like a noodle.
yes,
Yes. That is
Yeah.
very real. It really sucks when that happens at a big race.
yeah. when you have races, are you doing multiple races in one like competition?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I swam 5 events at the Olympics.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So
Even I had back-to-back swims. Like, my 200 free and my 200 IM were like 37 minutes apart.
is like for your second swim, that's some people's first swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Not fun. Well, it's awesome when you pull it off. Like at trials, I broke the American record in both events back to back. And then the Olympics didn't go as well, but
So do you choose your events strategically based off your strengths and when you know you're gonna be the most fresh? Like how do you choose your events?
they kind of choose you. Like, no one wants to swim the 400 IM. They're just like, it picks you. Like, it's like, think about like if you're a sprinter or mid distance.
What's IM stand for?
Oh, individual medley, all 4 strokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do all 4 strokes in so each 100 is a different stroke?
Yeah, so in the 400 IM, it's 100 fly, 100 meters of fly, 100 meters of back, 100 meters of breast, 100 meters of free.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It's like it's seen as like the decathlon of
Yeah.
swimming. Yeah. It's, I would say, the most painful. Like, you get out and you're like, want to throw up. It's horrible.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
doing
it's
all
like,
4 swims.
yeah. I mean, you definitely have like a badge of honor of like that's the event I had the world record in. It's like, that's like, you're very respected because you're like, oh, you put in like hell training.
Do you still have that world record?
I have the American record still,
Yeah, you do.
which is from, the world record got broken after a year, but the American record is still going strong from 2008.
What is the in the Olympics, the longest swim?
Mile, 1,500.
Man.
Yeah.
What are people doing that in?
Man, Ledecky's doing that in 15 and a half. Guys are doing it in 14 and a half.
So what made Phelps so special and unique?
A couple things. I feel like his body's really good. Like his wingspan's like 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
Super long torso, which helps a lot with underwater kicks. Crazy mentality. I feel like just like like his coach and him were like really well matched for each other. And I think there's something to like he clears lactic acid really well.
Yeah.
Like really well. Like we would do lactic acid tests where like they'd prick your ear, check your lactate.
Yep.
And like, after the 400 IM, it's at like 15. And then you try to bring it down, and he would bring it down within like 20 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, it's like that's the biggest thing I get on the bike. I'll do like sweet spot sessions on the bike.
Yeah.
Bigger power, see how long you can hold it. And that's that one like form of exercise or the one domain of triathlon where like I can feel at certain powers and thresholds all that lactate just in my legs.
So painful.
And I'm just like, just clear. Like, you're just trying to get to a recovery where it just clears out.
Yeah.
You just feel it build and build and build. And it's just like, that's building fitness, but it's so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. Yeah. It's so painful. Like, you're just like, when you come into practice and it's like, oh, we're doing lactate threshold. And you're like, oh my God, I'm just going to turn around and leave.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna swim for a little bit.
Cool. I'll do some breaststroke for a little bit.
Wow. Beautiful morning. We're starting this run a little bit later than normal, which feels good. But with this sun beating down, I'm sure about to feel this. I had a meal about 2 hours ago. It's actually pretty rare that I have a full meal before running, because typically I'm running really early in the morning. So about 2 hours ago, I had 4 whole eggs, 150 grams of blueberries, 2 pieces of sourdough toast, and now I'm sipping on 1 scoop of G1M Sport, 1 scoop of G1M Sport Plus. So I've consumed about half of it so far, and then I will drink the rest of this probably within the first 15-20 minutes of the run today. So when it comes to speed workouts during Ironman prep, I have a different mindset and approach compared to, say, a marathon prep. And to provide some context, yesterday was a big training day. I had a 9-mile easy run in the morning and then a 3.5 hour bike ride in the afternoon. So yesterday was about a 4-hour and 45-minute training day. It was a big training day, and I can obviously feel that in my legs right now. When I'm in a marathon prep, volume isn't as high, so I can really push these speed days pretty hard. But in an Ironman prep, volume is obviously a lot higher, significantly higher. And I'm not trying to push my paces as hard as I would be as, say, a marathon prep for a few reasons. One, I'm not going to be running my marathon in the Ironman as fast as I would be during just a marathon itself. And when training volume is this high, you are more susceptible to injury. And when you're really pushing it, or at least in my case, when I'm really pushing it during some of these speed sessions and volume's really high, and you might be teetering on the side of near injury, it just gets dangerous. Your body's in a more vulnerable position in case. So I'm more conservative. With all that to say, I'm more conservative with my speed sessions during an Ironman prep as opposed to just a marathon prep. My legs are trashed. I could tell within the first 400 of that warm-up, my legs are feeling yesterday's workout significantly. But this is kind of what I want. Next week being a deload week, I wanted 3 hard days prior to my my recovery day Sunday, going into my deload week next week. You can't let your mind mess with your legs on a workout like this. Your mind will tell you, man, I'm moving slow. But your body's just moving just as fast. Wake these bad boys up. You're not always gonna finish strong, but you get the choice to finish well. This is one of those workouts where I do not feel strong. That's okay, but I'm gonna finish well. I showed up here today to do 10 miles of work, 10 800s, 60 seconds rest in between, and we will finish well. Okay, that's the big work for today. Now we got 2.5 mile cool down. But what I wanted to talk about in regards to rhythm, I don't view rhythm and balance as the same thing. Balance is like a weighted scale, and you give weight to certain things that are more important or have more priority to you in your life. So there's certain times when your life can be balanced, and there's certain times in your life will not be balanced. But rhythm is a flow. Rhythm is the flow of energy. It could be calories in and calories out. It could be work and it could be rest. It can be active and it can be passive. And I think rhythm is really important to keep in mind, because if we don't have rhythm, we might rest too much, become lazy, become complacent. If we have too much work, for example, we are under-recovering, underperforming. For much of my life, I have lived out of rhythm, where it's been too much work, not enough recovery, and that under-recovery and under-rest has hurt performance, has hurt a lot of things. Art has rhythm. Music has rhythm. Orchestras have rhythm. There's a high, there's a low. There's a build, there's a crescendo, there's a cool down, there's a warm up. Like, the rhythm of life is like this. You're maintaining this rhythm, and you can build rhythm throughout your day. You can build rhythm throughout your week. You can build rhythm throughout a build. And if this sounds up in the clouds and too lofty, you might be like, Nick, what are you talking about? Rhythm. But if you've ever found yourself living a life out of rhythm, you probably know what that feels like. You may be experiencing that right now. Where it's like, I just can't find my groove. Well, your rhythm's probably off. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe you're doing too less. This workout has a rhythm. The way in which you move has a rhythm. Your day has a rhythm. There is night and there is morning. Solid workout. Let's go cool down. We'll see you guys in the next video. And as always,